Alright, today we are going to assemble the LAAT for Star Wars Legion. That is this beast of a model. This quite possibly is one of the more complicated models I've put together. One thing is good that they do have good instructions. I've already cut everything apart, cleaned it mostly up. I think I've cleaned everything to my satisfaction for gluing this. I will try and guide you guys through this as fast as neatly as I can. I might use Zip Kicker for this video. I don't normally use Zip Kicker. I try and hold everything, but there are some there's a lot of pieces to this model, and I moved my super glue, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Today I'm going to use Zap-A-Gap, and I'm going to do some dry fitting early on to show you how complex some of this can be. This is step one of the instructions. It fits really nicely, but it's going to be a tricky piece to put together because there's more than one side, and that is not good enough to my liking there for this piece. Okay. And we're going to put that together like that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm doing a little bit closer. There. Use as little glue as possible. Try not to get it on the inside of this piece because the inside has finished details. And I did just that. Where is the piece of paper? Yeah. Clean it off a little bit. There. If you get it on the outside, you can use some really fine sandpaper to take care of it. Now I'm going to have to hold this piece until it dries, which actually was pretty quick today. Wipe that piece off. You can do a lot of things too when you get glue and stuff on the outside. You can turn it into battle damage. You can use it as weathering. Okay. Now I am going to attempt to get the other side glued on. Again, that fits the same way, just like that. So I'm going to put the glue on here, a little bit less this time, I hope. If you're going to get glue on this model, I would suggest getting it on the outside, not the inside, because the inside is going to be a lot harder to clean. And then I'm going to have to flip it back over. And does it go that way? Oh, look, don't do that. Yes, do that. Nice tight fit. Make sure the edges are cleaned, or not cleaned, but good. Set it down for a second. I'm actually going to hit it real quick with Zip Kicker. I don't like using Zip Kicker because of the smell, and sometimes the primers don't take to it well, so you got to wash the model. And sometimes the fumes in the area will make the super glue dry a lot faster, even though you haven't hit it yet. I think the way to go here is to put the bottom piece on next. That's a dry fit. I have a little bit of cleanup to do here. Don't over clean, because if you do, you'll end up needing some milliput or green stuff. Okay, I think I'm a liar. I'm going to put this piece in first. Yep, that is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do that because that's going to help line everything else up and make it much easier to hold when I glue it. So I'm going to put the glue on both sides here. I'm just going to let that run down on that side and run down on that side. And then I'm going to pop it in. I'm going to pop it in the right way, not the wrong way, because it goes in like this. This actually goes to the inside. This is the outside. I don't think you put enough glue on, or it's already dry from the zip kicker I already sprayed. So I'm just going to put dabs in the corners real quick. And then I'm going to put it back in there. And I'm going to give it a good push. It should dry pretty quick. Spraying with zip kicker. And then I'm going to put the back piece in. And let's see here. There. Like that. This piece goes in like this. And it's got a pretty good dry fit. I'm only going to put glue in a few key places. Now, it is important to note that these two little notches actually go in the top here. And if you do it right, everything will pop in. I have a little bit of a, oh shoot, it's already dry. That's why I don't always like to use zip kicker. So now I have options of not doing stuff the way I want to, because it is dry. I got that ugly, ugly gap. And so I could mess around and I could take acetone and I could soften the glue and the plastic as well, probably, and make this work. Or I can attempt to, because it's still fresh, well, that ain't gonna work. There's no way. I was thinking I could break that off of there, but I didn't get the top in first, which is what you're gonna want to do. So frustration number one. It's not doing what I want it to do. But I managed to get it cleaned off. Okay. So what I was trying to do before is line these up into here. Now I got some excess super glue in there. I might have made things worse, but we're gonna do that. Clean it off. And we're gonna reglue it. Because I'm not gonna let this beat me. That'll be much better than what I had. Except for that side. Alright. I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and I'm going to attempt to do it on one side first, the side that's fitting better. And that was way too much glue again. And the top, just on the one corner. Because that's going to run down as I do this. Then I'm going to put that side in, because it's fitting better. And it's already seized. Man. There. If I can get that there, I'm in good shape. Because I'll force that in there in a second. Come on. Or will I? There. Well, I'm not going to get that in there, I don't think. Oh, there we go. I might have to hold that for a moment and glue myself to it like I just did. Alright. Now I got to get some glue. Get glue on my finger. I got to get some glue in here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then I really need a finer tip for my glue. But that's glued. Got a little too much glue in here. I don't know what I'm going to do inside yet, so that might be okay. I don't know if I'm even going to paint the inside. Oh, which by the way, there are some steps to this model that if you complete, you won't be able to paint. So we'll pay attention to that as we go along. Dry fit. This is not going to fit very well. I'm clearly going to need to use some Milliput or some green stuff on this. I guess I have to come back for another video on that. But that's okay. And that's, again, that's only if you want to be able to, you know, do some of this stuff. So I'm going to put glue there for sure. That corner. Here on the back. And on these corners as well. But now I'm making what I call a cardinal sin with the glue, the super glue. My tip is a little bit large right now, and I'm touching with the lid. So what happens is the glue will dry, making it a bigger nub, and it actually makes it flow a little bit more too. So you should never touch your nib to the model. You could try brushing. I've never done the brushing method, and I think I ever want to. And that's why this is actually a very difficult model to do right now, because these are very delicate joints, and they're not fitting together as well as I wanted them to. I understand that a lot of people have had this dilemma. That's one of the reasons why I'm... Oh, man. I just let the glue run all the way down there where I wanted to put my finger. And I got it on me. So that's actually not terrible. There's a definite gap there for Milliput or green stuff. There's a lot of need for it. Now you can get some really fine grit sandpaper, because this is plastic. Oh, I need a little bit of glue in here. There's no way that'll stay together if I don't put some glue in there. And I have to crimp that down a little bit. So right here, it's in the corner pretty good. It's a little bit crooked. And that one's good. This one's out a little bit because this fit wasn't perfect. I am not a fan of, okay, I shouldn't say I'm not a fan of models that don't fit together perfectly. You are working with plastic, and there's a lot of things you could do. You could heat it. You could do a lot of things. You could put Milliput on there and sand it off, scrape it off. There's a lot. And I would probably... I'm not sure how well this gets hidden or not, but that is part one of this model. That is everything to it. I'm not totally sure why. I'm thinking this is the inside of the LAAT where the troops are transported, or maybe it's the front half. I don't know from the instructions the way they're set in front of me. But yeah, you can take 1000 grit sandpaper and sand the glue off if you want. Now the next step has all of these little bitty pieces, and I think I lost some of these. So we're gonna probably have to come back, or not come back necessarily, but we are going to have to improvise. I'm going to zoom out here while I line up all the pieces. In this case, it's important to line the pieces up. You have the two sides. This is on the top. It does it on both sides. So I am actually missing one of these. So we're going to see what I have to do, if I have to do anything to make that work. But first, you have to put together the chairs. And that should be all the pieces for the chairs. And this is going to be pretty easy. It's the same thing over it twice. You repeat twice. This is the top of the chair. This is the headrest. And the seat. Actually, I think I'm supposed to cut that piece off. The seat goes like this. Like that. And then the feet I'm missing a piece. Oh, that's this piece here that I set off to the side. They belonged with that. That's part of the chairs. Okay, so I'm going to glue the first chair in here. I'm going to zoom in again. This might be a while of a video. I wonder if I could put one of these in upside down. I don't think that's possible. But maybe I'll try it. Probably not a wise idea. Oh. And yeah, if you get super glue on your hands, guys, just deal with it. Right now my hands are covered in super glue. I'm probably going to wash them with acetone when I'm done with this. Okay. That's the first two parts of the chair. I'm going to attempt to do the second part, which is this little bitty piece here. And I think it just goes on here like this. And the second one does the same. Everything else dried instantly. This piece is not. Almost. Alright, there we go. Now, on this little guy here, you got this little nub. That goes facing out or away from the chair. So this will go in here like that. And I've got a little bit of glue off to the side that I'm going to use. I just dipped it in there. And then I can set it aside. And I can do the same thing with the other one. I can take that, ooh, don't drop that piece in the glue. Just take that like that. Like that. Okay. So you have this one. Here, move this over here too. And then you have this piece on the bottom. Did I do that backwards? That is backwards. I need the other side. I'm going to clean this off real quick. Whoop. Like that. And then you have, this is the right side, by the way, that I'm doing. You have that one there, and this one here. Those go to the right side. One good thing about getting super glue on your fingers, if you slip, you're a lot less likely to cut yourself. Okay. Now, these pieces both go in this slot here. So this one, oh, well that makes a difference. Hey. Like that. And then it goes in the slot like that. And I'm going to check something real quick. Well, all four arms are the same, so I guess that doesn't matter. They're interchangeable. They all end up with this circle on the inside, or to the side that has that showing. If I still have some free glue here, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I don't have glue there. I'm going to make some glue there. Pieces are getting harder to hold though. And then we're going to do the same thing to this guy. Does it matter? Does it matter? It does matter. Well, we're about to find out if it matters. I'm pretty sure I just put this one on wrong. But well, we'll find out. I did lose one of these, so it is possible that I don't have enough to compare. But that, I like that fit a lot better than that fit. See the difference? But I don't think I can take it off without breaking it, which is what I did. And I'm okay with that because I am missing a piece anyway, so now I'm going to have to make things work. And then this piece here is going to go in there. And the chair goes there, like that. This is quite complicated. And this piece here oh yeah, it definitely would have mattered. So the piece that I lost, here, I'll take the piece that I broke. It was definitely for the other side. It would be really, really crooked. You can see that. So there is a right side and a left side to those. Don't mix that up and don't lose them. But losing it may or may not matter that much. We're going to find out here in a minute. Put a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there. Pop that out. You could probably get away with just some glue in the middle here. And you know, I probably should be using gel for this, but you never know. All right. That goes there. And this one goes there, like that. And then we can do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to set the chairs aside. One seat. This guy goes on the bottom. Here. And this guy goes here. I would think that you would put the pilots on now, but that happens much later in the build. I'm going to glue these on now. I don't think you have to. Because the next step is to glue the rest of this in place. So I'm going to hold him like that for a moment. He's a little bit twisted. And then I'm going to put the other one in. And as quick as I can before they set, I want to hit that, probably this spot here, that spot there, that spot there. Maybe a little line at those corners. All right. And then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to pop it together and give it a good squeeze. I'm going to reach in there, give this a twist. You kind of can't see that on camera, but he is a little crooked. It does look a little weird without the control panel there. This is a damaged LAAT. That's what I'm going to go with. Now I'm going to squeeze it together, make sure it holds. Take it off camera. I'm going to give it a quick hit of zip kicker. That helped significantly to hold it together. And I'm going to set that piece off camera as well. And then we move to part 3, which part 3 has a lot of little pieces, parts, and you have to make a lot of decisions. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, get everything on camera again, and then we will discuss. So, actually, I don't have to discuss. I can just do it right here like this. Part 3 is the main fuselage part where you get the doors. I think on the first one, I am going to just make my doors closed. I am eventually going to make one. Oops. That's the wrong side. I'm going to make one where the door is open, because this is the other door, and it goes, this is your stairs, it goes like that. I'm going to make it both ways. But before I do that, I saw some stuff that I want to clean up. So this goes like this. And there is more to it than this, but this is basically what's going to end up happening, and then you put together your outside bits, the antenna, that guy, and that guy. But more importantly, there is a more important step. The two parts that you just put together go inside this machine. So this piece and this piece get connected to this. I misplaced a piece, so give me just a second to find it. I misplaced that piece. Now, I'm not sure there's a right or a wrong way to put this together. So I'm going to take these pieces off and I'm going to lay it out. So this lays out like this and like this in the instructions. That's how they show it. Okay? What they don't show, they do show, is that this piece goes inside here like this. So some of that stuff where the glue was isn't really relevant. That's not relevant to assembly. Lining up the holes, however, is relevant to it, and that makes, wow. So I see right here something that nobody's ever mentioned to me. This piece here on both sides is hitting the back side of this and preventing it from closing. I've got a good fit here, so it looks like, here, where's my camera? I'm going to zoom in. That looks good and tight there. And it looks good on the bottom. There's grooves there. There's no grooves here for this. And this piece right here doesn't look like it should be there. So let's do that. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then we're going to pop this in on the other side. This is definitely the bottom. That goes like that. But I'm definitely going to have to cut. Well, maybe not. It's soft enough that you can squeeze it. But I'm going to give that a little bit of a cut. Just like this with my knife. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to go a little bit more. I don't want to mess around with this too much. And then I'm going to go with this over here. Cut it like this. Try and cut it on that line, I guess. This time. And see how that works. That's pretty good, I think. Because when I go to do this, the important part, yeah, that'll be much better. Now this piece here, I would recommend at home. Old 40K trick that a lot of people used to do that I was aware of or wasn't aware of when I was playing. Why isn't that going? It fits really good on the bottom, but I'm struggling on the top. But rhinos used to have a lot of trouble with this very similar problem. And what guys would do is they would take rubber bands or a tie and they would hold it together while it dried. Okay, that's that. That is close enough for me that in a second I will take a look at that. And then the other thing, before you do this, this piece, what the heck? Let's see. Let's hold it the right way, like that. This piece goes in here, like that. So this is the top. Oh yeah, that makes sense because that's that piece. All right, and then I'm going to dry fit this piece again. See if that actually helps it. Well, it does kind of help it. So I am going to fit it to this side first, since I've already got that in there pretty good. I'm going to do all that gluing. Okay, maybe I'll put some glue on these too because it does touch. All right, and then put that in there. Come on. Hold that in there like that. Okay. And then I am going to, how do I want to do this? I'm going to fit it to the bottom first. No, because if I have gap problems, I'm going to fit it, I'll do that last. Okay. So I want the top to be pretty tight. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see actually what I'm doing. The whole model. Or attempt to get the whole model in there. All right. I'm going to put some glue here. And then I have to put the glue on the top. That's the bottom mat. Haha. The top. That's a pretty generous amount of glue that's probably running down the... Ah, I just glued my finger to the model, darn it. Alright. And I guess to the front. You don't have to worry too much about the front because it's going to be covered. So, put this on here like yonder-ish so. Get that lined up. Get that lined up. I have to hold this here like this real quick. I don't want that there like that. And then I want this spread apart a little bit so that this doesn't dry because I made a boo-boo. Alright. And then I want to go ahead and put the glue in here on this little drop here and in here. Now, you heard me mention, oh man, that's tough. You heard me mention, why is that so tough? The rubber band trick. Well, I can tell you right now, the rubber band trick would not work with this. I need something better than that. It's something I like to keep around the house because I like to do some woodworking. Is clamps. And wow. This clamp is not getting that close enough. The top is pretty good. That gap is going to be rough. Yeah, I'm not going to get that any closer. So I'll just get some milliput. And when you do, milliput is like a clay, so you'll pack it in there, and then what you'll do is you'll use this line here. You'll just kind of go like this with your knife or whatever tool you're going to use. Same thing here. You'll go like this with your knife, like that. Same thing there. Build your milliput up here. Cut it there. That's what you'll do with that. Okay. That's said and done. Now, a door. We'll do both doors. We'll do one open and one closed. They can only go on one way, so they're kind of dummy-proofed, which is good. And I'm going to clean this one off real quick a little bit more. This is going to be the one that's closed. Again, I have never used a brush. I think a brush would have been very beneficial for super gluing here, but I have never used super glue for that. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to fit it, and you're going to pop it in place like that. And you put the glue in these little spots here. And that's really, I mean, if you want to be overzealous, you can put a little bit of glue down here. But it's not really necessary. And then you take it, pop that in there. Hold it for a moment if you want. I'm going to go ahead and pop the stair right in. They only go in one way also. I should have dry fitted it first, but it's going to go like that. It's going to match that line. Unless you drop it and it falls all the way through. Why aren't you? Probably because of that. This, I didn't clean this part off, so it's kind of sticking a little bit. That's one side done. It kind of looks like a land crawler. And then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to do this one open or opening. I'm going to do this like this. I'm going to do the stairs first because they're on the bottom. That's plenty of glue. Oh boy, that's going to be fun to paint. Didn't think of that, but it's for this video, so I'll leave it there like that. I think that's good enough. About like that, I think. And I hope I don't make headaches for myself the rest of the video. I just want you guys to see that there's the option of open and closed. There's a for a vehicle, there is a good bit of posability here. So I'm going to actually lift it. Now I'm only going to lift it straight out. And I'm going to hit that with Zip Kicker real quick off camera. Okay. And then I'm going to put the front on, which is this piece here. And that's why I said you didn't need to worry too much about glue here. It only goes on one way. Why is that? Oh, there's a piece there. So again, dry fitting is good and important. I got a piece here that I need to cut off. Piece of like plastic flash. I don't know if you call it flashing with plastic. That goes there. That's much better. That's a much better fit. It fits better on one side than the other side. That's not a surprise because I was out on some things. So I'm going to just put some glue here. I don't know if that's enough, to be honest. And on the top. And on the bottom. And I dropped my piece. Glue don't dry. Okay, there we go. That did make it harder to put this thing together. Doing this. I wanted to hold it there and I couldn't. Alright. Let that dry a second. That's good. I screwed that up. That's going to have to be battle damage or some sandpaper. This piece goes in here like that. After you get the first two steps done, this really starts to fly a lot faster. I hope you guys can see that. It does have a top and a bottom. I don't know why, since it's round, but it does. There's like a little. Well, can I still pull it out? I don't know. Can you see that? See, oh. See the half divot on the top? There's a half circle inside there, which you can't see on this camera, or maybe it's the resolution of my monitor, but it goes in there, and you can twist it in there and make it fit. All right. That is that. Now, you get to start working the other side of the fuselage. So I get to set this off to the side and bring on all the pieces that make this characteristic, I guess. You bring in the underside. Is it the underside? I'm not really sure if it's the underside, but you bring in the parts that make it look kind of World War II, in my opinion. Which is the top and bottom piece here. Like so. The wings. The fins. These pieces here. And all of that makes this section. And that's your next step. It looks like the best way to do this is make sure everything's clean, dry fit it all. This piece definitely goes together first. And thank gosh there's big holes, so you can put a decent amount of glue in there. And you don't have to worry about the other stuff. Unless you're really, really particular. I mean, some people are in this more for modeling, some people are in this more for gaming. I am more of a gamer. You will need some glue to the back, it looks like. Get that out of there real quick if I can. You do definitely need a little bit of glue back here. So I'm going to put it in there like so. Make sure that those have glue. I'm not going to glue those yet. I'm going to do that again. And then I'm going to pop it back in place. That's the important spot to hold. Alright. One thing you don't want is these to separate out. So the glue back here, I was going to try and get away with, but I definitely can't do that. Okay, that's that. What the heck did I do to my knuckle? Oh, that's paint. That's that. And then these little pieces, how did these go? All right. This and this. Where's my other one? I need that guy. Did I lose another piece? I think I did. Oh, from here on out, you're going to look at it like this. Well, not the rest of the video, but for this portion. You've got these two pieces here, A16 and 17, and they are a right and a left, which we'll get to in a second. I'm going to clean these up a little bit more right now because, all right, that's that. And you take one of these pieces like this, and you take another piece like this, and they are pretty much like that. And these will go inside them. Now, with the points to the back. That's the important part. The points to the back. What I don't know, and I didn't try, is I didn't try to do that backwards. I suppose you could flip it on, like, I could have put it that way on the other one, but I didn't try that to see if I could, you know, make a mistake, how dummy proof it is. I should have done that for you. Sorry. And then that one goes here, like that. We'll set that off to the side. These go here. The little nubs on the sides of these pieces, I do believe are pretty dummy proof. Man, those are a weird fit though. They're pretty dummy proof. In fact, I think you could even flip these. Oh, but those aren't dummy proof. They do fit better. Dry fit them for sure. Like this piece fits better on this side than it does this side, even though they're basically the same piece. That is definitely a worse fit. And this one is definitely a better fit. There is this little, well, I gotta zoom in for you on this. That's as much as I can zoom in. You've got this nub right there that missile fits in just right, or fuselage. It's probably not a missile, it's a fuselage. You might need a little bit of glue back here because of where this goes on roundness. I don't want to deal with sanding it. So I'm going to scrape that off a little bit more. I'm going to put a little glue on the back side of this one. In the holes. And on this side, I'm going to experiment because I'm doing this for the first time and I'm doing it to help everyone watching how to assemble this thing. So I'm not going to glue the tip of this fuselage for the front. I'm going to do this and I'm going to hold this back here. And then while that is drying, oh yeah, you're definitely going to want to put a little bit of glue up there. Ah, I just glued my fingers. Not going to take much. There. And then, yeah. Gotta wait for it to dry. And then this piece goes right underneath that fuselage. Excuse me. Just like that. And then we can do the same thing on the other side, I suppose. Suppose I can do it like this. And then I can take this piece, put a little bit of glue down here, in the hole, trying to glue as far to the inside of this piece as I can. Let's see, it goes like this. Oh, I can't do that. The fin's in the way. I was going to try and pick it up. Without touching it. But no, I can't do that. What the heck? Well, so by doing this way, it's important, in my opinion, that this piece goes on second right here. That goes on second. Because I just got glue all over the fuselage because I was wrestling to try and find it. From this side you can see the holes better. Alright. And then these, they can only go on one way. They are effectively dummy proofed. If you try and fit them on the one side, they're not going to work right. You can see that here. Let's zoom in some more again. They're not bad. Didn't take me long on camera. If you try and put it in backwards, you're going to have that massive gap. Whereas if you put it in on the other side, it falls right into place. There's a little bit of a gap, but you know, it is plastic, it is modeling. It's not like you're using squares and levels to square everything up. You're going to run into those problems. And that's why they do things like milliput and things of that nature to do things. Small gaps I've filled with paint before. That's a trick I learned painting apartments, actually. I almost tried to put that on backwards. And then that goes there like that. And I have glued myself to the model again. There's going to be fingerprints of me all over this model. Okay, I'm going to zoom out because the model's getting bigger. Look at that. How do I get that up there? That's, well, I thought that was dry. Ah, but it wasn't. Okay, there's that. And then I can set that aside and move on to the next part, which is assembling the top. This goes like this. And I don't think you, man, could you? That'd be awesome. I would like to see it like that. Can you do that? It will not go together wrong. But, I mean, if you could put it together wrong, you would have a very long vehicle. But it goes like this, I think. It goes like that. It doesn't rest in there the way I thought it would. Oh, yeah, it does. It does okay. It takes a little bit of pressure. You do that. So now you have an option. Okay, so, well, I'm not there yet, but I'm going to put the glue in here. Oops, that's not glue, that's zip kicker. I'm going to put the glue in here. I'm going to glue it together, and then we're going to talk about where I mean your options. All right. So, that's actually upside down. It goes like this, right? Okay. You have options. The next step, oh, I hope I didn't screw up. No, I didn't. 4 is the top assembly, along with the rest of the top, which is all these little pieces over here. But part of it is this. So you have your cockpit that goes in here like this, right? And you have this piece that goes like this. If you glue this on now, you're not going to be able to paint the inside of your cockpit. And I figure you would kind of like want to know that. Wow, this battery is terrible. Okay? The other option is you can paint that dark enough that you don't need pilots inside of it. You don't have to put the pilots inside of it. So I'm going to set this aside. And I think on this model, this first model, I am not going to paint the pilots or the pilot section. I'm going to do this like it's a black smoky glass. Oh, and I guess I should tell you that this actually has a top and a bottom. Here's the other thing too. If you want to paint this, you don't want to glue this on yet. You want this to be off to the side so that you can paint it. There's a lot of different things here going on. But if you're going to paint this all the same color, it doesn't matter. It'll be high spots, low spots. Actually, I might, because it's clear, I might paint this as a stained glass. That would be cool if I knew what to do it as. But that would be neat. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see somebody do that. I've never done that. I would just do like panes of stained glass color. Lots of washes and stuff. But yeah, that goes like that. I'm not going to glue that on because I haven't decided yet. Okay, so the rest of the model for the top, you get the sides here like this. These are going to go here like that. And again, I'm dry fitting everything as I go. Is that right? Can they be reversed? Let's find out. They cannot be reversed. They did do that for you. Okay. These go to the front of how you're assembling it. And when I say that, you have, I'm going to glue this one in here, and these are dummy proofed. So this piece here is going to get glued in here, which is kind of mind-boggling. And that's what's going to hold it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and put that glue in there, and hopefully I'm doing this right. Because I think I am. I've done enough models in my life to recognize that that kind of fit is there. It does make it a little bit more complicated because there's a lot of weight on this when you do this. So maybe you don't want to do this piece here at home right away. You want to put this on to this piece of a model first. Because the weight will make it a longer dry time. And I don't want to use zip kicker on this piece because there's a lot of glue on my hands. And if I zip kick this, it's going to burn. I think my glue dried. And now I'm going to do it to the other one. Okay, set that one down like that. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, that's the one I just glued. So I'll take the one that I glued first, dry fit this on here, except that that's the wrong piece. Again, you can't really make that kind of a mistake. Dry fit that. That dry fits like that. And then I don't want to make a mistake with this piece here. I know where it goes on the model, but I don't see the 3 holes. So I'm going to attempt to hold this dry fit like this. And then I'm going to grab the full model and, oh, well, in the step, they show that these go on prior to. And it looks to me, again, like side does matter. Yeah, side does matter for sure. That's a much better fit. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this in here. Kind of feels like I'm playing Battleship. 3 pegs. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this together. Put a little bit back here. A little bit in the corner. Not a lot. And in this corner. Then I'm going to pop it back on there. I'm going to clean it off while it dries. Squeeze that back corner a little bit. That's one of the better fits of the model. I should cut that off more. Alright, and then I can take that and, well, I could take that and put that in there. I'm going to set this aside for a second because I'm going to glue this piece up. hold it for a few seconds so it can dry. Set that aside. Find my missing missile piece. There it is. Missile. I keep calling them missile pieces because they look like missiles. And I'm going to put that in there. I found it easier on the first one to put it in the back hole. I didn't put it in the back hole this time and I got glue all over the place. Go figure. Alright, now I'm going to come back over here to the other side. I'm going to flip it around so it's easier to see. This does not go in there like that. That's backwards. So I'm going to flip it over and flip it over again and put it in there the right way. I don't really know what this groove is for, unless it's supposed to... Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think it's for anything. I think they had the idea at one point of having a slot there and they just didn't take it out. So that's where that goes. Interesting enough, that's for one of the ball turrets. I think this should probably, you want this joint to be as good as it can be. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue in here and get this bad boy glued up. Yeah, that was a lot of glue, but that's okay. Because I want this to hold really, really well, even if I drop it. And I want to be able to push on it to get that tight. Because the next step is to put that cannonball pieces in there. I kind of don't like the way that goes together. I'm not sure that's going to make problems for the cannonball or not. Maybe this side's better. The turret, the ball turrets. Well, that side fits better for sure. All right. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. Thought I felt super glue. Oh man. Did you see? Okay. Come on. Get in there the way I had you before. Come on. There we go. That's a much better fit. You can finagle it a little bit. Okay. Set that off camera. Okay, so this goes with the cockpit. This goes with the cockpit. These two little pieces go with the cockpit. And somehow they go inside. You build your little guys and they go inside. Yeah, I don't know. They go inside there. Like that. Let's see if they're dummy. Well, I can't get that one back out. There we go. I'm going to see if they actually, yeah, they are. That piece is angled. Oh, I gotta hold it. That piece is angled to follow the angle of that. And the higher side goes towards the pilots. Well, now I can't get them out. I didn't even glue them. And these two pieces, they go on the top. Wow. They go in. they go, and I probably shouldn't be using my cutters for this, but they go here. Oh my gosh. I don't have a pair of tweezers right now, so this is going to be rough. But yeah, they go there. All right, so I'm going to set that off to the side because that's part of the cockpit construction. And I'm going to go back to the ball thread because that's what I wanted to show you. This is a little bit crazy. You got this clear piece. You got this piece. You got the other side's pieces, of course. You've got the gun. You got this, I don't know what you call that, little peg piece. And I don't know if you, yeah, you can definitely see it there. That's going to be important. And that's everything for one side. We'll do one side and you can figure it out on your own. I'm going to do the side with the better joint. Okay? And the first thing you put up there is you put in the oh no, I lied. There's one more piece. You put this piece in, which I seem to be missing one of. That is going to make my life very interesting because I do not see it on my table. There's not a lot of miniature pieces left here. That's not good for me on this model. So, and actually I'm missing one of these too. Goes in here. If I can get it off. This piece goes in here. And it does matter how you do it. Like that. And you glue in one of these lights. Oh my gosh. Which right now is very difficult for me to hold because I've got so much super glue on my fingers. And you glue that light in there. Now, if you want color behind this, you paint this first before you glue this on. That's what I would suggest you do. In doing so, I cut that piece off a little bit, but I'll fix that with some milliput. And I do believe, oh my gosh, it matters. The orientation of this piece matters. So, there. It stuck to my finger and I pulled it out. There. That matters. Because when you go to do this, you want your light, and maybe you want your light, your little light piece to be to the front. That's why that matters. I'm not going to glue that on yet because I might decide I want to try and paint that differently. I'm probably going to regret that because before I get to paint this, I'll probably... No, you know what? I'm going to glue that on here in a second. Now, with that said, your gun goes together like this. And now, it goes together like that. And then, I guess you could just go like this and put it in here first. Whoa. I got a lot of glue on my fingers. It's not a great fit, to be honest. So, man, that's loose. I don't think it is like that. Maybe it is. I can't tell in the drawing picture. It's supposed to be in there like a half ball. What about this side? How's this one work? Do they work the same? I said it wasn't going to be a good fit. Let's find out. Come on. Come on, baby. All right. Well, that one fits much better. So I am going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to put that in there like that. I'm going to put this piece of glue in here. And then I'm going to pop this in here. And I'm going to rotate it to a kind of a position that gives it some flare. Now that side fits pretty good. This side does not fit good. So I'm going to cut that out of there. Let's see if I made it a better fit. Ah, come back here. I dropped it on the floor. And I think I did. The dilemma is, now there's no peg, right? So I have to actually like glue it to the side. And I think I'm going to rotate. I'm actually going to rotate that one a little bit. Like that. This side is not going to have a nice snug fit like that in the corner. Because this piece didn't set the same way. And maybe you want to do that beforehand. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this in here like this. Just a little. I don't want it to... Oh. I actually don't know how that glued. Oh, because it's running through. Because it does run through. And then I'm going to... no. I want you... Yeah, I want you like that. I got a piece of hair on there from something. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little glue here. A little on this side. And I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to pop it in. Then I have to hold it there. You know what? I'm just going to hit it with Zip Kicker. Now, I guess it doesn't look too bad. There's some shadow there. But you can see that this side is a lot tighter than that side. That's basically the whole thing. I have 9 minutes left on my camera, guys, so I'm probably going to have to end it here. Again, these pieces go in here. The shorter side goes to the outside of the model. And I'm going to flip it over like that. I'm going to do that real quick. If you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, share. I'm going to do a lot more assembly videos in the future. I'm probably going to buy more models. The high side goes to the back because the fins of this thing are angled so that they match the height on the sides. And I'm going to use my knife again to pick this one up, maybe. And put it... Nope. I got my fingers. Aha. I'm going to use my knife again to drag it up and push it down, though. I'm going to put those in when I find my tweezers. And I really have no idea what I'm going to do with this. Because I don't know if I want to paint the inside or not, but you have to do that. If I paint the inside, I won't put the bodies in there. I will tell you this, if I paint the inside, there's going to be one Empire figure and one, what was the other figure? Scum, I think? No, I said Scum. Shadow Collective figure in there. That way I can play it either way. And I'll have a generic paint job so I can swap it in and out. Alright, so what else do I have to do here? I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put one of these light pieces on here. hopefully I can do this without losing it 50 million times. Holy crap, I did it. I did it on the first try. Well, there you have it, the 99.9% assembled LAAT. So, for those of you that are wondering, there were some pieces, there was extra pieces, okay, that you don't need. So, there is this piece here. That piece right there is already on the hand of the pilots. I spent a lot of time looking for this piece. All right. So thank you for watching, guys. This has been an assembly video with Matt Lemke. Well, I call him Figure Forges from through Wargaming Goggles, or please check out the network through Gamer Goggles. My first channel is through Gamer Goggles, and it's primarily role-playing games. Now I branched out. I do enough miniature stuff that I should have 2 channels. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Hi guys, meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know. You're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye, guys.